How's it going, YouTube? RID Sessa here with a little G1 fun. With me here I got the Airstrike Patrol team, and they are a team of Micromaster Decepticon Seekers. The team, as you may know of, consists of Night Fight, Stormcloud, Tailwind, and Whisper. Yeah, these guys are awesome. These guys are really cool. Even for G1, I just really enjoy how tiny they are. And the fact that these toys are older than I am by a couple years make them that much cooler. I picked these guys up from Transformer Land for about $12, which I consider a very decent price for the condition these are in, considering the massive amounts of abuse the child that had these probably dished out on them. I can only imagine what they went through, and they are in outstanding condition for how old they are. Some of them have a little bit of loose joint syndrome, but hey, what are you going to do? These toys are 24 years old or something around that. So for being that old, these guys are in excellent condition. And here we have Night Fight, who is a F-14D Tomcat fighter jet. He is the leader of the aerial bots, so that makes him kind of cooler, I guess. And he does, in my opinion, have the most molded in detail of the bunch. He has a little bit of a noticeable screw at the top, but I'm not faulting them for that. He does have the typical G1 visible robot syndrome, so that's what I like to call it. So I'm not gonna fault them for that either. These toys are 20-something years old, so I'm cutting them up. I think I've gotten a little spoiled with the newer figures, but these are G1 toys, so what can you do? They're good for their time. And next we have Tailwind, and Tailwind is an A10 Thunderbolt. This guy is really cool. I think he's one of the coolest Air Patrol Micromasters in his vehicle mode. Not very much visible robot syndrome, which I really enjoy for a G1 character. He has a little bit of a visible screw up at the top, but I have no problems with that. Yeah, he is really cool. Yeah, like I said, he's my favorite of this set of Micromasters. So next we have Stormcloud, and I tried to look up what type of fighter jet he is, and for the life of me I cannot pronounce it. It looks to be written in some kind of foreign language. I'm just really bad at grammar, which for the record I am, and all I can tell you is he is some type of fighter jet. And to be quite honest, he is probably my least favorite of the Air Patrol Masters. He doesn't have very much detail molded into him. And yeah, he's just pretty pretty plain and basic. Not the greatest of the four, but it wouldn't be a complete team without him. So I kind of needed him in my collection to have a full set of these. So he's not my favorite. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have Whisper, who is a F-19 fighter jet, or stealth fighter jet, as it says on Transformers Wiki. Yeah, he's probably my second favorite of the bunch. Yeah, he's pretty basic. He does have some nice molded in details with the wings, and I do really enjoy the twin fins at the back, the stabilizer fins or what have you. And he does seem to have a nice little propulsion system in the back molded in. I don't know if it's picking it up. But as for most of these figures, he does have very bad visible robot syndrome. But these are G1 Micromasters, and I don't think they could have done much better back then with these tiny little guys. So there's not much I can fault them on that for. So now, before I get on with my review of these guys, I kind of wanted to get a size comparison so you can, if you don't have these guys, you can really see how tiny they really are. And here is the mighty Dreadwing, and you can see how just minuscule these guys are compared to him, and even like better size comparison is this RID Bumblebee, and he just towers over them. I think that's a really good representation of how tiny these guys are, but nevertheless, even though they're tiny, these guys are really awesome. So, and now being said, introducing them all, let's get on to the review. I am reviewing them all as a bunch, so to cut down on time. Their vehicle modes, I give them collectively a 9. Very, very good for how old they are. There's not really anything I can fault them for this. The molds, I do give an 8 to as well. They are very nice. A lot of them have, well, 3 of them have a lot of nice sculpted in detail, a lot of paneling. They all have very nice little landing gears, which is cool. Kind of helps them sit nicely in their vehicle modes. Their paint, collectively, I give their paint a 7. Their paint's pretty basic, and this one just looks ridiculous. I don't know where they were going with the purple. I mean, if it was a darker purple, I could have accepted that. Maybe like a dark energon purple, but that little like girly looking purple isn't doing it for me. And I would have liked to see them all have red cockpits. I mean, 2 of them do, and then the other 2 are just blah. I think the red helps break the color up, the paint job up. And I mean, I can understand why they didn't do it on the purple one, but I think that would have really made this guy pop if he had a red cockpit. Now on to transformation. I give their transformation a 5, and I give it a 5 because they're real basic, and I know they're G1 toys, but even for G1 toys, they are very, very simple. There's not a lot to it. And that being said, I am going to transform these guys off camera, and I will be right back.